So how did you guys? So what was the plan for the next album? Because you guys kind of did an album what the next year after that, right? 93, right back at you.
95. We did a remix album between you right. We did a joint called Coming Right Back at You. So like on the first album, we had a song called Baby I'm Yours, of course. On this album, we had a song called Yours. It was a cappella that we did the video in New York. That was supposed to be the remix to that single. But like I said, the label was scared to put it out right behind it as a remix because they thought the two songs was going to compete against each other and work against each other. When what was happening is, based on SWV's success with all these remixes, it would have charted together. They would have been both on the top 5 together. They didn't compete. They both went up because the radio DJs was playing both of them. It was hot. But the labels was behind the time. So anyway, that what was the question? I forgot the question because I was explaining.
We're talking about Right Back at You.
Oh, Right Back at You. So that Yours came out and we did so it became like a remix album more than anything. That album became like an album where we did live. We did a concert at KMEL, and we took songs from that performance that we recorded, the live performances, and put them on that album, along with a couple of new songs that we had newly recorded just for the album. Like we did a collaborative effort with this group called Eve. A couple of new joints on there. I think we did we did Yours. There's a couple of joints on there.
Now it makes sense that you say this is a part 2. Because now I'm thinking about the songs. They do match up.
No, that was supposed to be a remix. But back then, when you call something a remix, what they was doing, labels was doing, because A&Rs didn't want to get fired. So A&Rs wasn't trying to have no creative stuff. All they was doing was taking something that an artist already did and just getting a dope producer to strip that down to a cappella track and then put another track under the vocals. So it was the same song with just a different kind of track. But what Teddy Riley did with the Human Nature remix and what people started doing with their remixes was kind of doing different versions of the song, like period, like even vocally a little bit. Like Come and Talk to Me, that remix that Casey Nate that put on with the beat too, like all the different remixes was coming out with like a different, and our labels was kind of they were so static and so old school, even though they had all the money and distribution, they weren't elastic enough to keep up with the trend, and they didn't realize that remixes were now turning into like a different song altogether with the same content. And our label, we did that with Yours. We also did that with this song called I Don't Want to Be Alone Tonight off of our Blackface album. And Jay-Z came in and did a joint through Marley Marl, who put them on there, called Tonight, which was the remix to I Don't Want to Be Alone Tonight. But our label didn't even do a video for it. They didn't even put it out. That joint just blew up on New York streets and was #1 at the Hot 888 for maybe a month and a half or something crazy. And our label was scared of that because they didn't really know what that was. But we messed around and got up in the New York scene, and we did that ourselves. We stepped to Marley Marl ourselves. The label didn't do that. Marley Marl, we had to do a manager named Ant Hubbard that was from New York at the time, went to Howard. And he reached out to Hot 97, hollered at Marley Marl. Marley Marl happened to be a SHAI fan. Oh, y'all like SHAI? Yeah. Yo, oh, y'all doing to me? Boom, I'll give y'all the track for the remix. And he ended up giving us the Nobody Beats the Biz joint for the remix to I Don't Want to Be Alone. He was like, that's the track he giving us for the remix to I Don't Want to Be Alone? That's gonna be the remix? Oh shit. So me and Darnell got together and wrote that. Me and Darnell alone, just me and him wrote that. And then Carl and Cram and Mark and them came in and sang it. And then he put, we was trying to figure out what rapper we wanted to put on it. He was thinking about Snoop. He was, trying to figure out who was going, because we was living in LA. We sent the vocals back to Marley. Well, Marley came to LA and produced the vocals and recorded us doing it. And then he went back to New York.
So how was y'all sending it? My bad. I was just
Marley Marl physically flew out to LA, and we had a studio, I think Can-Am, and he was presiding over the session. We went in and did them vocals. Marley was sitting right there. We rocked the vocals. He took the track, took the big old reels back to New York with him. And then he got this young dude who had just came out with Fox Brown with the Ain't No Like the One I Got, no one who's better. A young Jay-Z, and man, out of our own pocket, the label didn't pay. We paid. Look, Marley gave us so much love, bro. I think we paid like $5K to Marley, just because that's what we had. Maybe $10K to for his track and Jay-Z. And that was just a formality because it was worth way more. He wanted to show us love because he really wanted us to win, is what it really was. Because that was way insulting of a price. But he gave us that love, put Jay-Z on it. That joint was blowing up, and MCA would not even do a video. Why? Because they didn't pay for it. They didn't really have nothing to do with it. So they didn't take that on. So it was us. We were going to get credit for that. So they didn't even do a video for it. They let it fall through the cracks. It's ridiculous. But the DJ game, like that particular song ended up being one of the songs that GJs checked the post with each other, like, yo, you got that SHAI Jay-Z joint? You know, it became one of those, like, so
Yeah.
it became, even though it was a hit without the exposure.